I was wrong in doing what I did.
No, no, no! Are you listening?
Hang on, I can't even catch my breath. Hang on.
Sean here, and one of the most maddening behaviors I think of Lorne Armstrong is called segmented apologies. At least that's what I refer to it as. Absolute madness. This is a guy who screws up a lot, and there will be need for apologies, and we know that Lorne is not going to apologize unless it's going to get him what he wants. He's like a little child. He does something bad and then immediately wants to apologize so he can go to the dance, or he can go outside and play, or he can stalk whatever woman he wants to. But Lorne apologizing to you, that's not the end of it. That's just the beginning. You may know people like this in your life, and if you do, then you know how annoying it is. Let's say Lorne stole something from you when he was younger. Lorne's the kind of kid who would apologize and cry, and that would be the end of it. Because back then, as a kid, tears, they could usually work effectively as a manipulation tactic. But as he got older, people would look at him like, you are a grown man crying. You did something bad. You need to own up to it, take responsibility, suck it up, and apologize and do the right thing. But for Lorne, because he's so insecure, because he needs that intermittent reinforcement, and he wants somebody to validate his behavior, to show him that your behavior is normal, your behavior is okay, he's going to do what's called segmented apologizing. The way that this works is pretty simple. Lorne does something, he apologizes to you, and then you don't hear anything for an hour or two, and then you're going to hear something from him, and at first it's just going to be something trivial. He's going to reach out to you, say something that he would expect a response back from, like, hey, I'm going to see a movie later, should I go see it? Or, hey, I might need some help, will you be available in a couple weeks to come help me? And if you don't respond immediately, what's going to happen is he's going to send you another text message. Hey, did you get my last text message about helping me out in a couple weeks? But if you're pissed at him enough to where he had to apologize, to where he actually apologized, because we know his behavior is unacceptable, and it's over the top a lot. So you don't respond, because what he did was almost unforgivable. It really just made you angry, and you just don't want to deal with him. I would imagine that's a lot of people in his life that just don't want to deal with him. His family, even the catfish women at some point were like, God, I just can't talk to this guy again. I'm worn out. Imagine Tiffany after dealing with this sick bastard, and she's going through that chat, and this is the real her going through it with him, trying to help him. This is not a catfish. This is somebody hoping to have a breakthrough. And I bet at some point she was like, I am so done. I just don't want to talk to this guy anymore. And then you get weeks, however long it was, until Lorne finally stopped leaving messages. Chicken shit bullshit, chicken shit way loser, way to leave. So I think if you're a real person and Lorne does something like that, and he calls back and he apologizes, like I said, you'll get that random, just to test the water, see how you're doing, see if you'll respond. And then another one, to make sure you got the first one, because he's kind of unsure. I'm not sure if they got the first one. Maybe they'll check this one. Oh, I didn't see. Yeah, Lorne, I'll be available. But when you don't respond to that second one, they're going to start coming hot and heavy. You know, I really didn't mean what I did. I just wanted to know if you wanted to help me. And it's going to progress. But the problem with the Lorne Armstrong is he started off pissing you off beyond belief. And then he apologized, and you're like, okay. But that wasn't good enough for him because he expects it to be over immediately. Well, that's in the past. I apologize. So now we can move forward. And when you don't allow that to happen, when you're a normal human being and you're just trying to distance yourself from this guy who made you so angry. See, Lorne's not angry. So he doesn't understand why you're angry. So he's going to start sending those text messages. And eventually, he's going to get pissed off. So he pissed you off. Then he's going to get pissed off and he's going to piss you off again. Because the way that Lorne works, after he apologized to you, he's going to rage and try to push you to the point where you rage. So that now you'll have to apologize to him in his head. It's a very sick way to apologize to somebody and a disturbing way to live. It is a cycle I just don't want to be involved in, but unfortunately a lot of us have dealt with these people. It's a lot like a little kid who screwed up and they know their dad is on the way home. And they know as soon as dad walks in, mom's going to tell dad. It's like on A Christmas Story, Daddy's going to kill Ralphie. Daddy's not going to kill Ralphie. I think that's the way it was. I think when Lorne got in trouble, whoever it was that came home, he didn't want them to find out. Look at Uncle Clay. He just knew that somebody was going to find out. Lorne screwed up a lot. There's no question about that. I mean, look at where he's at now. So I'm sure that was a feeling he had a lot, where he apologized. Please don't tell so-and-so. At school, where he did something, he talked a bunch of smack. Then he apologized. Please don't tell him. I was just kidding around. Please don't tell him. And then he sits around all day waiting to find out if that person, whoever it was going to find out. He would be queasy, definitely feeling uneasy and unsettled. It's not a good feeling when you're waiting for the axe to fall. The sword of Damocles. I'm pretty sure there's a sword of Damocles over Lorne's head. And he's just waiting for it to fall at any moment. He has so many up on the ceiling hanging above him that he created himself, that he put there himself. And his entire life, he's probably just waiting for the next bad thing to happen. But of course, that bad thing won't be his fault. And I bet he expects an apology from NBC and from Chris Hansen. I bet he expects an apology from Perverted Justice. He probably expects an apology from everyone. Imagine you're the lawyer and you're taking his case and it's going to court, and there's been a little bit of time in between when Lorne last spoke to you and when it's going to court. And Lorne's texting you, and he's calling you, and he's texting you, and he's calling you. He wants to know what's going to happen. What's going to happen? Now I don't know what's going to happen. He's so sorry he trusted you with all his information. This is a lot like his voicemails. Apologize, it doesn't work. I talked about passive aggressive, and another moment that Lorne did that really bothered me when he's like, I left you some messages saying, I guess you don't want me in your life. Dramatic pause. Sorry, I sent that. We know he was just saying it over and over again, pausing and then saying, sorry, I sent that. The reason I bring that up is, of course, Lorne doesn't know when to apologize and when not to, and he doesn't know how to apologize. He should have just stopped. I'm sorry I sent those messages. All of those voicemails, I am so sorry for how I behaved last night. It's not how I wanted to act. Please be patient with me. I am trying to change. There's always a condition to his apologies as well. So you get the initial apology with the conditions. I'm sorry you took it that way. I'm sorry that's the way you understood it. There's a condition to it. So you're already going to be annoyed. And you have to give him some credit in your head, like he apologized. I don't like the way he apologized, but I don't really judge anybody. Maybe that's just the way he apologizes. But I just don't want to talk to him for a while. I need to cool down. So you had that conditional apology, and then you go through that entire cycle to where he rages, tries to get you to rage. And finally, you'll just let it go and you'll talk to him again. His mother, I am certain, let this go for so long. He did so many bad things and she just forgave it and moved on because she's his mom. There are cases where the son attacked the family, killed everybody else except for the mom, and the mom knows the son did it, but because it's her son, oh no, he didn't do it. That wasn't the man who attacked us, when his fingerprints and his DNA are on the murder weapon. I mean, it's crazy. He was the only one not attacked. He couldn't account for his whereabouts, but the mom says, no, he didn't do it. So I know that Lorne's mom forgave him for everything. I'm pretty sure it was just to shut him up because she knew, Mom, do you forgive me yet? Mom, do you forgive me yet? But those are segmented apologies, and they're annoying, and they're disturbing, and those aren't the type of people you want to be around. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.